of the day, I do believe that Taylor and Travis have fooled people into believing that they're a real relationship because they're banking on, I think Taylor fans specifically, on really wanting to believe that there is a happily ever after. And I think they're banking on that. They're banking on a lot of young girls who just want to believe this fantasy of Taylor and Travis finding love. Let's suspend the conversation around a PR relationship and just pretend for a second that Taylor Swift, her life, her romances are real and have played out the way that, you know, it looks like they have based on what we see in the public, right? So she apparently had this 10-year kind of like flirtation, obsession thing going on with Matty Healy that was now revealed in her Tortured Poets Department album, which I stand by. I love the album, don't get me wrong. The fact that Taylor was able to keep that relationship with Matty Healy, that obsession and all the ties, and I've fallen down the Taylor Swift Matty Healy rabbit hole, and I gotta say, like, the lore goes back, like, it's deep. But yet, it was kind of hidden in plain sight. Like, supposedly people who were Matty Healy fans kind of knew what was going on, but like the fact that Taylor was able to kind of keep all of these connections to him kind of like under the radar from those of us that kind of just know who Taylor is and just listen to her music and don't get that deep into it, like, it proves that Taylor is able to keep relationships quiet and more secretive if she wants to. Like, she always has the option to do that, and when celebrities pretend that they can't, it's just because they're doing it because they want to pretend that they just have no privacy and they can't do things privately. But celebrities can keep things private if they want to keep things private. But anyway, so say these stories are real and Taylor has had this like kind of 10-year obsession with Matty Healy. Also involves her kind of being in a 6-year relationship with Joe Alwyn, which is a relationship that seems to have kind of slowly died off, and she was really obsessed with Matty Healy, and then she was so caught up in the Matty Healy romance, she finally gets together with him. They kind of go public, and then the world turns on them. It was a huge hoopla when it happened, and then their relationship ends to the point where she is so heartbroken she writes like a double album of some of the most gut-wrenching songs out there about how this guy was the love of her life and she saw a future with him and she thought that everything was going to work out and she thought he was the one, and then it just fell apart and he just ripped her guts out and everything. And then by the time the album comes out, she's somehow in a new relationship with this kind of, I mean, basically dumb jock. And we're supposed to believe that now all of a sudden she's totally over that and she's just found the love of her life in this football player.